Hello.
Good. How'd that go?
Yeah, you're fine. Sorry. Okay, first of all, Jamie, welcome back.
No, it's good to be back, yeah.
How is this feeling for you? It's a little bit of deja vu because I think 2016 was the last time you would have done a squad naming for the Highlanders.
Yeah, I had a bit of practice last year in a different role. No, it's really exciting for me to come back and coach again. It's a young group, got a lot of young players, and that's always motivational for coaches that have been away from New Zealand for a while, come back and getting together with some young boys again. It's good.
You've also got, looking at the squad, there's a lot of stability and it looks like you're building on those foundations. How do you see this group? Is it building on those foundations, or is there a lot of young people? Because I think it's 13 signings.
Yeah, no, I think there's a good foundation of experienced players. We've had a good crop of our academy players that are coming through now and bearing fruit. You know, guys like Fabian and Ollie Hager made the New Zealand 15. Guys that are maturing into seasonal professionals is a good sign for us. And then there's a dozen or so new players from outside the region, and the Highlanders have always been that team that have always created opportunities for players to make their stake, I guess, as a professional rugby player and come down here and play super footy, and that's an exciting part for us as coaches, for sure.
It's been a few months now that you've been named as head coach. What have the last 4 months looked like for you in recruiting? Yeah,
well, recruiting and getting our coaching team, so there's been considerable change. There's a lot of change in the club. We're getting a new facility that takes a lot of investment. But there's a really positive attitude, from the top, being the board, capitalising on an area that's passionate about the game, recognising that they need to reinvest in the club and reinvest in the team, either through the facility or in coaches, to try and get our club right. We've fallen a little bit behind in recent times. The rest of the pack, the other clubs, have consistently got ahead of us, and so. Yeah, my job really is to try and close in that gap and start creating something that the players want to be part of, and that's the kind of thing that I'm finding really exciting to be part of myself.
Will you have higher expectations of some of these young guys, Jamie, now they've had a little bit of Super Rugby experience under their belts? I feel that no matter what team I've been a part of as a coach, there's always a high expectation around personal performance, and I get excited about when I watch some of the younger guys coming through, the potential that they have. It's fair to say they haven't reached that potential. A lot of our players have come from Otago. They didn't have result-wise a great season, and a lot of those players are going to play for us, but hell, they've got a lot of potential, and we've got an experienced coaching team, so I guess it's our job to try and find a way to get that potential and turn it into a bit of reality. Tame Robinson, one of the newcomers, what have you seen out of him?
Well, he didn't have a season, and in fairness, because he didn't play the NPC and me being away for the last 8 years, I didn't know a lot about Tame. I caught wind of it late in the piece around that he was available. He was on his way to America, and it was pretty easy selection really, because he wasn't playing NPC, he wasn't in front of us week in and week out, but he has played a lot of rugby at that NPC level, and he certainly played well for the Crusaders at times. He's just had a few injuries, so no, it's good to get him involved. I think it bolsters our pack, with the injuries to Jacob, broken neck. It's a terrible injury. So having a player like Tane to join us late in the piece is an advantage.
TK Howden and Louis Nyata, are they Jamie Joseph style loose forwards?
I said Jamie Joseph style loose forward. Very different men. So Louis Nyata, I've seen a lot of him in Japan, and certainly in those leagues, he's a big, fast, strong fella. And in Japanese league, he can dominate. He did get injured, but he did show a few signs. He's a big, powerful man, and the shape of the game in New Zealand has changed since my time. So he'll be an advantage. TK Howden, a different player again, highly skillful. What I hear from his previous coaches is a really good leader, leads from the front, skillful in that he can play a number of positions. And I think the game, no matter what position you play, the versatility is a real advantage for us.
Who plays lock if Fabian or Mitch?
Well, I think, Ollie Haig is, he's taller than me. So he's, crikey, I've been used to 6'1" locks in Japan for the last 8 years. I think any one of my teammates, barring Finn Hurley, could play lock.
So you see Ollie as a lock, or you see?
No, I see Ollie I see versatility as being, it's a key ingredient for my selection. So, we've got in the backs, we've got Gilby who can play fullback, first five, second five. We've got Ollie Haig who can play lock, loose forward, everything except 7, I guess. And I think it's that versatility in a competition where injuries are high, and in the over reliance on a couple of players. If you over rely on 2 players, you get found wanting. So it's having that versatility outside of the specialist positions like 9, 10, front row, I think is an advantage.
Jimmy, what's the latest on Jacob's neck? I think it's just expected that he's not going to play next year, is it? With that
Oh, not for me, Paul. It's a horrible injury. It's a broken neck. He's had an operation where the fractures have been fused. At the very best, it'll be 6 months. So, for his for his personal his health, it's such a niggly. It's a terrible injury, and I'm not a doctor. I don't know too much about it. I know he's going to be out for at least 6 months.
There's 2 players recently, Sam Kane and then a Reds player, Connor Best, similar injury, but they've both made it back on the face. So is that encouraging for
Well, his attitude is he'll be back. I know he's got plans of coming down to the pre-season. He was having he had a huge season for us at the Highlanders. He was one of the main players for the Neki side over the NPC. So again, a terrible injury, but we hope to see him back.
Tava Nawai in NBC had his knee in a brace. Is he okay? That's not too serious.
So what a player, a different kind of wing than we've seen in the international series, but his skill set's totally different. He actually played that whole match, and I didn't think that did a lot of good for his knee. He's training well. He'll be a little bit slow in the first couple of weeks of pre-season, but I don't see anything serious around in terms of his ability to train properly after Christmas.
How pleased were you to get Kautai from the Brumbies, because that was one of the big areas to replace Jermaine with an experienced tight head. There's not many of them around.
No. I think we're fortunate to get that experience, and we've still got the enthusiasm of Rowan, who's done his time in the academy, and he's not under pressure now to actually have to front up every week. It's a hard position, and even the best tight heads got to do their time, and having somebody like Sefa come into our group is a real advantage for us, and it allows us to keep on developing Solar, who's in the New Zealand A side, not over relying on him like I said with some of the other positions. Just getting that depth is critical for Super Footy.
Jamie, have you made a decision on captain?
No, I haven't. Sorry. No, it's Look, there's been a bit of change with Billy going. Last year Ethan did an awesome job for us as captain when Billy was either injured or wasn't playing. He's obviously the natural choice, but being an All Black in the modern game and then coming down and having responsibility week in and week out can be difficult and onerous on those players. So, plenty of time. We don't kick off to mid-February. We'll let him get back and enjoy his wedding, and then we'll have a yarn.
Are there any extras sort of added on at this stage, wider squad members, or nothing formalised yet?
Where possible, we want to give opportunity to the wider training group to our local players in our local regions in North Otago and Otago Southland. It doesn't always work that way, because nowadays the players that miss out on Super Rugby contracts often jump on a plane and head over to the US and play in that league. So we've got a couple of spots still to fill, and whether we can find the right players to fill those is yet to be confirmed, because of the fact that there's not a lot of depth, and in some positions where we've got a high number of players, we don't need another flanker, for example, or we don't need a front rower. We need positions that we're finding hard to fill those spots. So just going to take our time on that one.
just finally, Michael Manson, I mean, everybody knows he might be the fastest rugby player in New Zealand. What have you seen that encourages you that he can play Super Rugby?
Like again, so Michael's been around the traps for some time and he hasn't had a chance. And you know, when we're looking for outside backs, and I remember doing this, you know, when I was coaching the Highlanders last time, we're always looking further afield to try and find a player with that X factor. And I just got the feeling that, you know, he might be under our noses right in front of us, and you know, we give the local boys a really good opportunity. We know that he understands what the landscape is here down in the deep south, understands the culture of the team, understands the culture of the people that follow the team. So he's sort of 2/3 the way there, and now he's going to be a total professional. So good opportunity for Michael.
I'll just ask you finally, Jamie, how much has it been a balance endorsing local talent but also scoping or getting that net scoping far and wide?
Yeah, it's always been a tough balance for Highlander coaches to. I try and keep it really simple. You know, I feel that if we've got a player, and the opinion really is mine, but being the selector, but you know, if we've got a player on similar skill set, then we're going to stick with local guys. You know, the squads have grown now, and since I've been away, everyone's got 38 professional players, then there's a handful of wider training group players, so that's good old 43, 44 players. You times that by 5, I'm not sure there's, you know, 250 total professionals that are playing the game, so it's important that we keep on giving opportunity to our local talent, for sure.
And just, there must be a bit of confidence in you. Like, I think there's only 3 players in the squad who haven't played Super Rugby. Everyone else has had a bit of a taste. Do you feel that confidence this year that whoever you get to step up, you can rely on?
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah. So certainly in some positions, we've got a good solid base of foundation. You know, having the likes of Mitch Dunshire and Fabian now who's embarking on their 2nd, 3rd year, and coming to their prime it gives all of us a little bit of confidence that we're ready to turn a corner.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.